All right, folks. Go ahead, Christine.
We've got a boat, a private boat, on fire right now. Take a look at those flames. It's right by the base of the Blue Bridge over here. We don't know what has happened. We don't know if the people got off. We didn't actually see people in that area swimming around. We've got but Scott and I both got our binoculars over there right now. But look you can see the black smoke just billowing up into the air.
Yeah, that's horrible because that boat is completely engulfed in flames, and there are other boats that are nearby, so those other boats need to get away as quickly as possible. We're going to keep you up to date on what's going on over there because that boat is just really burning, and I don't know if it's hit a gas tank or something, but in just a matter of about 30 seconds, it went from, you could see fire inside the boat, and all of a sudden the whole thing is engulfed now. So,
well, one of the rescue crews is on the way over there as well, and I think that they have some kind of a piece of machinery on their boat that they could possibly throw up some water on it, but I'm not sure about that, but I thought it looked like that earlier today.
Yeah, I can see a small Coast Guard boat over there, but everybody's keeping their I think a gas tank just went because I just saw a ball of flames all of a sudden just come from that. I don't know if that's going to affect the racing because we've got an unlimited heat that's just about to start as well, and I don't know if that's going to delay that, but it looks like right now that the race is going to go on. So right now, let's send it over to Mark and Steve for the racing action.
Well, that is an ugly sight down there, and you know, Steve Montgomery and I do the announcing at the Seattle race as well, and one of the major concerns that they have there in the Coast Guard is boats on the logboom, and hoping that that does not happen in that venue as well. We do have boats on the water. We're ready for Heat 3A, and here's the lineup for Heat 3A of the Lamb Weston Columbia Cup. The U1 defending national champion Elstrom Elam Plus, the U7 FormulaBoats.com, the U13 Graham Trucking, U37 Miss Beacon Plumbing, the U50 Miss Albert Lee, and the U100 MirageBoats.com, a 6-boat field for Heat 3A. Steve Montgomery.
And we have a couple of front runners in the field here. We have Jean Theoret. You're looking at J. Michael Kelly in the Graham Trucking, easy to spot with that yellow and green paint job. Youngster likes to go fast, and if he makes a good start, he'll be a factor here. We'll take a look at the drivers you'll be seeing. That is the U50 going by, Albert Lee, presented by the U.S. Navy. First of all, a familiar face, Mark.
Dave Villwock, defending national champion and the defending Columbia Cup champion as well in the U1 Elstrom Elam Plus.
Certainly one of the boats to watch. And Jimmy Shane in the U7 Formula Boats. Is Jimmy on the water this time? Nope, not yet. We'd like to see this young man get some seat time here on the Columbia River. Haven't seen him out yet. Don't know if he'll make it in the second boat for FormulaBoats.com.
J. Michael Kelly, the U13 Graham Trucking, Spirit of Detroit, one of the young guns on the circuit, but fast shoe, and we see Jimmy Shane just pulling out of the pits as well. He's good.
The least experienced unlimited driver, but he has a lot of time in smaller boats. Did you mention Jean Theoret?
We haven't mentioned Jean yet.
The U37 Miss Beacon Plumbing, certainly one of the hot shoes here with a great race boat under him. We'll see what he can come up with here in this heat. Should be fun to watch that one. And of course, Brian Perkins, Mark, probably on the outside.
He will be. That seems to be his preferred place. Get out there, run the laps, get the points. He's done very well. He's 5th overall as pretty much a rookie. He raced a couple of races last year, but he's pretty much still a rookie. We also have Greg Hopp in the U100 MirageBoats.com, a full 6 boats on the Columbia River and our Columbia Cup course right now and ready to go racing in a minute and a half.
Jean Theoret coming by in front of us. That is Dave Villwock in the Elam Plus, undefeated so far here this weekend after coming off the trailer cold. No racing in the East, came to Tri-Cities, and so far they have been unbeatable. We'll see how this goes for them. If Jean Theoret gets this boat, the Beacon Plumbing, into a good spot inside of Dave Villwock and makes a good start, he can certainly run with him. Couple of boats going down the front chute now. Jimmy Shane went by in the U7, the red boat. Good to see him on the water, Mark.
Theoret has scored himself the very first lane number 1. Dave Villwock is coming off the Blue Bridge turn, and he would like lane number 1. They're about 52 seconds away from the start. I think Theoret is going to run right where he is up the back stretch and try to run off that 45 seconds and end up in lane number 1. If he does that, then Villwock would be in lane number 2, and we've got a number of boats that are trying to catch up with both of them.
And they are going much faster up the back straightaway. The first 2 boats moving fairly slowly. This will be very very telling right here, because if Theoret can hold the inside in the yellow boat and make a good start, and Dave Villwock is able to go around him and drive away the way he has in previous heats, that's going to tell us quite a bit about their potential for the final heat. Jean Theoret had to go so slowly up the backstretch and around the turn toward you now. He's over on the right side of your screen in lane 1. He's going to have to get that boat speed up. Now he's doing it, but Villwock is going to walk away from him already. Here's the start. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. It's a good start. Kelly again leads him across the line, Mark, but he's going to be way on the outside.
He's way on the outside, and Brian Perkins led him across along with J. Michael Kelly. It's Theoret and Villwock were trailing by about 2 boats lengths as they crossed the starting line on lap number 1 of 3 times around in the Blue Bridge turn. They're coming off the turn now, and it's almost dead even. Villwock, the orange boat. It is John Theoret and the Beacon Plumbing. They got a little close. Theoret had to come a little bit to the left, but it's Villwock leads him up the stretch, and Theoret starts to pull him up the backstretch.
Boy, Theoret showed great boat speed through the turn. It looked like he had everything that Villwock had in the first turn. We understand the U7 has lost its cowling. It'll be looking a little bit different when we see it again. Villwock is not pulling away from Theoret, so we've got ourselves a boat race here. And look how Theoret uses the inside to get ahead of Dave Villwock again. Almost looked like the orange boat slowed down a little bit. It looks like our leader at the end of lap 1 is going to be Jean Theoret. The U37 Beacon Plumbing, Dave Villwock right on his hip.
Less than a boat length between the two. First for Theoret at the end of lap 1 and Villwock second. And it's a 3-boat race because J. Michael Kelly in lane number 3 is less than a rooster tail behind the two of them.
Oh, he got
Villwock
high.
is way up in the air. Haven't seen anybody get that high and still come back down in a long time. Theoret leads him through the turn. Villwock lost a lot of time when he got the boat way up in the air.
Had to get on the down pedal to get the boat back on the water. That definitely cost him some speed and allowed Theoret to build up a little bit of a lead. But look at Villwock. He's right back in it. He's outside the rooster tail of Theoret. You can't see him on the backstretch, but he's right there. If Jean Theoret can hold off Dave Villwock as he has so far, it's going to be a big indicator of just how closely matched these two boats are headed into the final. So far, Jean Theoret, the French-Canadian, up from the Grand Prix ranks, doing a great job for Jane and Billy Shoemaker. But Villwock is right here, Mark. Here he comes again.
You can see him coming through the turn. You can see that orange boat, Villwock's Elstrom Elam Plus, flying the boat all the way down the front straightaway. End of lap number 2. 1 more lap to go. It's 1 boat length lead for Jean Theoret and the Beacon Plumbing, and Villwock pulls right up next to him as they go to the Blue Bridge turn for the 3rd time around.
And right here, Villwock gets it loose again, picking up that right sponson and going into the turn. Theoret on the inside doing a good job of holding the buoy line, using the short course to his advantage. But Villwock has the gear set up to motor around him, and that's what he's been trying to do. So far, he hasn't been able to catch Jean Theoret. Now on the backstretch, you see the orange and the rooster tail. What a boat race, Mark. We haven't seen many any better than this one.
And Theoret pulls away again just a little bit, but you saw them deck to deck, and Theoret put the hammer down. The Elstrom boat is still in the hunt. They're only a few boat lengths behind as they come to the final turn, lap 3 of 3 times around. Top of the turn on the west end of the race course, Jean Theoret leading Dave Villwock. We'll see what happens when they come around.
Here comes your leader, the yellow boat on the inside, 1,500 feet to go, and it looks like he's going to hold off Dave Villwock. What a great boat race. Less than a rooster tail separating the two at the checkered flag. Jean Theoret, the U37 Beacon Plumbing, wins it for Jane and Billy Shoemaker. Dave Villwock definitely gave him everything he had trying to catch him, Mark, and it was not enough. What a race.
He thought he had the speed to go around him on the outside. He had to because he didn't get that inside lane. Theoret with the advantage of the inside lane and a big bullet in the engine compartment, and Dave Villwock just didn't have enough to get around him.
J. Michael Kelly finished 3rd. You're looking at Jimmy Shane's boat, the U7, which at some point lost a cowling. He's running back of the pack. He'll finish 6th or so. 3rd place went to J. Michael Kelly in the Graham Trucking. 4th was the Albert Lee Appliance, the Navy boat. 5th to Greg Hopp in the U100 Mirage boats. And now here comes Jimmy Shane completing a heat for owner Ted Porter out of Indiana and the FormulaBoats.com team. Boy, if they were all like that, it'd be a little more excitement than the old announcer could handle in a day. Just a great boat race as 2 wily veterans with great equipment hooked it up. Jean Theoret got the inside, and this tells us a lot, Mark, because last year Villwock won the final heat from lane 4. It doesn't look like he can get around Jean Theoret, and there are some other fast boats like Steve David's Oh Boy Oberto, who looks like if he were inside of Dave Villwock, he might also be able to hold him off.
Well, you might think about Jimmy King and the piston power Vanguard U3 Haas Mortgage Investors
Absolutely.
2. If he gets the inside, we're going to have a barn burner race at the end of this day. You will not want to miss it. But here comes, you can see on the pit camera, Jean Theoret pulls back into the pit area. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the Lamb Weston Columbia Cup on KNDU.
U37, Miss Beacon Plumbing, just a great drive by the French-Canadian driving for Jane and Billy Shoemaker. Very happy Jean Theoret is with our Scott Reister.
What an amazing race that was, right down to the wire. Jean Theoret, you took the heat. How close was that in your mind heading down to the finish line?
It was very close, and I want to thank God for this win because it's a real mind booster for this team, the Beacon Plumbing team. And, to go out there and beat Dave, we all know how fast Dave is. And, it's a real pleasure.
What was the difference this race? I know you guys have gone head-to-head on this river before, but it seems now in this heat, you own him this time.
Well, the water's pretty rough, and we have a real good rough water boat. And, I got inside lane. So, we know that we can beat Dave from inside lane.
All right, chances are you two will meet again, once again, in the final. Now, does this give you a little bit of an edge, you think?
Well, it certainly gives me an edge in my mind. Yeah. And he's going to be thinking about it, too, so it's all good.
All about to get out of that inside lane, though, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Inside lane, he's king.
All right. Come on, go celebrate, man.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolute joy on the pits down here amongst the U37 team as they are erupting, ecstatically celebrating that win over Dave Villawak in the heat. We'll see if they can do it again in the final. Guys, back to you.
Very interesting, Mark, because I know that Eric Elstrom and Dave Villawak do not feel that they are running a lane 1 setup. They're happy with lane 2, 3, trying to keep the RPMs up, run a little wider, but it looks like they're not going to be able to concede that inside to some of the other fast boats and plan on driving around them as they did here last year in the final.
Well, if he has to be in lane 3 or 4, and we just ticked off a few extra boats like the U3 Haas Mortgage Investors 2, the Oboyo Birdo, he's not going to have the speed to get around.
This is the way they finished lap 2. Theoret had about a boat length lead on Villawak, and watch Villawak fly this boat now, trying to get around Theoret. He has it high in the air, working that left foot on the front wing of the boat, getting some air under it. That's the fastest way. It's also the scariest way. Is this the... Okay, now we're coming around to the finish, and you can see that Theoret actually increased his lead a little bit between lap 2 and lap 3. That's as good a drive as you're going to see, Mark. That's just an outstanding job of working a race boat, not only getting the inside, but the job that Theoret did holding lane 1 and staying ahead of what is arguably the fastest race boat in the world, that bright orange Elam Plus.